The Edge of 17 is a coming-of-age comedy drama directed by Kelly Fremon Craig. It stars Haley Steinfeld as a 17-year-old girl who's growing up with all the typical angsty adolescent things happening in her life. Well, maybe not typical. Starting off with the loss of a parent, she also goes through things such as her best friend hooking up with her brother, falling for the hottest guy in school but being way too awkward to actually approach him, and the only person who will seem to listen to any of what she's got to say is her teacher, played by Woody Harrelson. So I was really curious as to see what this movie was going to deliver because, let's face it, this is all stuff we've seen before. I mean, we've had a lot of films over the years dealing with adolescent angst and high school coming of age, growing up stories. But one thing this movie did a little differently was it got it so right. Now, going into this as a male, I was kind of thinking, I wonder how relatable this is going to be, but seriously, I actually really connected with the main character. Nadine is this kind of girl who, you know, goes to a party, doesn't know how to talk to anybody, and winds up going home early. And my God, I was like that when I was that age as well. I found it really difficult to talk to people. I was extremely awkward. Some people might say I still am. Screw you. And so I was actually quite surprised with how well I connected with the movie, and that was in its writing. It was so brilliantly written. Haley Steinfeld's performance as the lead character Nadine was absolutely fantastic. She carried this film beautifully and was just, she was such a charming person, even though she was a bit of a brat, but you kind of see why she was a brat. And it was the same with a lot of the other characters. You know, it really went into everybody's personality. All the supporting cast had a lot of weight behind their roles. I mean, you know, when her best friend is going out with her brother, you know, it's not just sort of a plot device to get some angsty stuff happening. You really genuinely believe, like, you know, these two like each other and they should be together, even though it's destroying the friendship and relationship between the siblings. Like, it was just that well done. But I gotta hand it to Woody Harrelson. Man, this was one of my most favorite characters he's ever played, I think. For everything that Nadine has to say to him, you know, to sort of put him down, my God, he's got some really decent comebacks. And he was just a smart-ass a-hole of a guy, but you know where he's coming from. Again, you know, this was the brilliance of how it was written. Like, you got why his character was being so acidic towards her, and I couldn't blame him for it. So I'd say the film was probably mostly a drama with some comedic elements. It wasn't a full-on comedy. There weren't any sort of real gut-bustingly hilarious, slapsticky kind of moments or anything like that. You know, it was tenderly done. If there was anything I had to criticize it on, look, again, it's just that we've seen it all before. I mean, you know, admittedly not done quite this well, but it was kind of like, you know, a lot of scenarios in the film, a lot of character arcs. You know where they're going to end up. It was a bit predictable, and it just didn't really offer anything that new to the table. But despite all that, I really enjoyed watching it. I'll definitely own it when it comes to Blu-ray. It had great performances, directed brilliantly, extremely well written, edited, shot. Everything was great in it. I'm going to give Edge of 17 an 8.5 out of 10. So if you've seen Edge of 17, let me know what you thought of it. Hopefully you liked it as much as I did. Drop me some comments either here or on Facebook. All my social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies and I would love to talk about movies with you. See you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nah.